Or is it
I'm not
safe for,
saying
no,
it
wait,
again.
safe for children? The feet. But there was a second part. It wasn't just that. It was something else. Like, I don't know. It's like if you were walking on your hands. There was another part to it.
I don't
Anyway.
remember that part. I just want to cast spells with my feet.
What feet?
What?
What
Feet.
what,
You have the feet.
what feet?
You have
what,
the feet?
The feet.
Yeah,
feet.
but
feet.
Yeah, it's a new.
It's fiat.
Fiat feet?
F-E-E-T.
That clears it up. Thanks.
Yeah, that's
Just I was double enunciating the
You
vowel.
said more words.
Feet to
It's the
fiat.
fiat.
Yes.
I don't know
case-
what's
I get
going
it. I
on.
get it.
So in case your hands get bound and you're unable to cast spells somatically, you want to be able to use your toes.
Feet.
Well,
Not just the toes. Come on.
Right.
Does somatic
use just my
explicitly say
fingers.
hands only?
we're
Hold on.
gonna go with yes.
Hopefully.
If not raw, you could cast with your feet.
Yeah. Well,
Thank
maybe
you.
If you were a monkey,
That's what I was trying to say.
definitely could, right? I mean, do you pick up clothes with your toes and do laundry? with
everybody?
your feet?
Sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes I
exactly.
do.
So yeah, that's how I clean up my apartment.
Just hands behind your back.
I'm doing some light reading.
Turns around,
I apologize for
picking
my
things up.
silence.
Well, I mean, every once in a while, I'll do something dumb and throw like a real bad monkey wrench in my back, and so I'm just like, walking around picking up a sock and throwing it this way, and I'll walk over here and pick up a shoe and throw it over there, and
See, I'm just tall. It's a hassle
It's a
to
long
bend
way
over
down.
all the time. It's a
it's
long way
a
down.
long way down.
Well, I'm 5'2", and just speaking from recent experience, I had some surgery on my abdomen, and I could not bend over to pick stuff up. They told me not to, and I did use my toes and pick up stuff a lot.
Is that what gave me an
Therefore, she can
And-
cast with her feet.
idea? In real life?
Okay, I'm not saying therefore. I'm saying I would just like to practice. And I'm reading about somatic components right now, and it looks like there's there's no armor and no shield interference. And if I can figure out how to make certain like certain toes go down and point in the right direction, I think I could actually do it.
Will this imply that you can use a shield with your legs?
Well, no, but I was just reading, kind of like just paraphrasing.
In the player's handbook, it says if the spell requires a somatic component, the caster must have free use of at least one hand. Must have.
But it doesn't say you have to
Tiny.
use that hand.
Yeah, just says be
If you
free.
just wave
Your
one
toes
hand
are
in
going
the air,
crazy.
you should be able to cast with your toes. That's it.
I'll allow it.
All right, okay, I'll leave it
Doesn't
alone. I'll
suggest
leave it
that you need
alone.
a full
Solid
complement of
argument.
fingers on that hand.
Solid argument.
Just says the hand. So no fingers
don't-
in
it-
the palm is fine.
It wasn't a need, it was a want. It was
Also,
a want.
also, if in combat, if the hands are removed from the enemy wizard, does that mean they can no longer cast somatic component
That-
spells?
That's what
If
I'm
their hands are bound or
saying.
anything, because it's like orchestraic. I mean, it's like a whole big movement when they're casting spells.
So a wizard with their hands cut off is no longer a spellcaster. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not for somatic. They can still do
Verbal.
verbal. I mean, I would argue that you had to have hands to do
I'll use
material
my
as well.
hand to give you that.
What if I get like a Captain Hook like cap put on with tassels on the end and I wave them around in just the right way? Does that work?
You have to practice, which I would argue you could practice with your feet too,
I tell you what I'd do
and
is
be more dexterous.
I'd create a skill under dexterity that you had to somehow gain in proficiency, and then you'd have to roll that.
That makes
That's all
sense.
I'm
Cast a
asking.
spell.
That's all I'm asking. I just wanna be able
I'm
to
talking
practice.
I'm talking about like floppy hand casting. I don't mean feet. 'Cause
What?
It specifically says hands, so
All
it
right.
would be a feet.
All right,
I
I'm
would
done with
definitely
it.
request.
I'm
At level 12, you can cast with your feet. I will allow it. If you take the
What
feet.
if
I'm writing that down
What
right
if we-
now.
What if we go back
Well,
to that
no, it's
that
recorded.
Lich Talaka and you just cut off his hand and wear it around your neck and then you have a free hand, which is the only requirement.
Well, you have mage hand, right? Is that considered a
Yeah.
free hand, the telekinetic hand?
That's a good question.
Ooh, that is a good question.
I don't have mage hand.
I like good questions.
I do.
Because it is a hand under your control.
But
It
but
is.
isn't it concentration? So you couldn't have another spell at the same time.
Another concentration spell.
No. Mage Hand's not concentration, I don't think.
Is it not a cantrip?
It doesn't say so.
Cantrip.
Oh no!
It is a cantrip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a 1
so
1 minute cantrip. It doesn't say concentration
just
anyway.
summon it, put a glove on it, make it official. There used to be in third edition, I think it was in Forgotten Realms, there was a hand. There was a mummified hand that you.
The hand of
okay.
Vecta.
No. I forgot. I think it's just called a mummified hand, but all it would do was summon like. What you talking about? The mage hand. That's what I'm thinking of. Never mind. I was thinking it replaced
What you
your
talking about?
somatic component, but nothing that cool.
Talking about Hand of the Mage.
Possibly. Did something just move?
Nope. Everything's fine.
I feel the earth move.
Hey, Coward. What do you think? Feet? Yes or no? We'll go with your final answer.
Is the official rules arbiter of the back
That's
patio.
right.
Oh no!
You are officially our rules lawyer.
Do you guys see Rachel?
Not right.
nope,
not
she's
right now.
gone.
She just disappeared.
Uh-oh.
It's been replaced with a mountain.
You broke it.
Let's go for a
Coward says
moment.
it's fun, therefore yes.
Yes.
I
Rule of-
agree. Rule of cool.
Rule of cool.
She
Hi,
should
Rachel.
be back. Short.
Hi, sorry, I don't know what
welcome back.
happened.
You
Went on a
disappeared.
magical journey.
I rarely do.
Welcome back.
Well, Coward's here. Let's get started.
Oh no, dead air.
Do we have
I'll bring back the crowd.
do we have smooth jazz?
I know I have the talking crowd
Oh,
because
talking crowd. Oh, that's right, because there's a crowd.
Talking.
Yeah.
And hot dog
Mulling.
vendors and Coward's son's taco vendor.
Coward. And
So
Son.
somebody give me a quick review of last week's game. Just quick, you know.
oh, that's what I don't have. I don't have notes. Hang on.
Oh, Matt, hold on. You missed. BW Senpai's here too.
Oh, hey, man.
Yeah, he made They made the banter.
So I wasn't sure if your name, BW Senpai, like it reminded me of the B5GR 4947 that I came up with
What?
about 40 episodes
Whoa.
ago.
Bless you.
Coward. Coward knows. Coward knows. He kept a record of it. The B5GR 4947.
E5 GR 4947. Is that
Yeah.
the new graphics card?
I actually don't remember what it relates to. I just spat it out at one point, and he was like, "Oh, I'm writing that down." So I wrote it down, and I still have it. I just don't remember from when it was from what's the game.
It's like Alice in Wonderland. Very important. Very important. Very important.
All right, so the crew had just had a sit-down discussion in a very confusing two-way conference call with Shinsen. She had left, and then a Way of the Shadow Gloomstalker Monk Ranger Ghostwise Halfling named Spectra.
Got it all in one.
Yes!
Did you
who had
practice that?
That was awesome.
No, man, I'm a
What?
professional.
You have inspiration?
Good question.
You know.
Yes. So Spectra approached the party and said that he'd been following us since the Koatoan Temple, where he had been locked in a makeshift cage, and he escaped when the dwarf guy that we'd rescued exploded and killed a bunch of people. We invited him to join us because he's a PC, and that seemed the easiest way to get through that.
Accurate.
We liked his energy. Say that.
Facts. Yes.
But we definitely noted that Spectra was had been somewhat treated roughly, right? You had manacle scars on your hands.
Correct.
We fed you, and then you were concerned about the fact that we were talking to a drow, or a drow, if you're Matt, and only
Hey,
Matt in the universe
I
that
will
calls them drow.
quote the Dragon magazine where it described how to.
I-
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I know exactly what it says, and you're wrong anyway.
Accents are fun.
Then we were Then we were approached by Jackery, or Jackery very confusingly left a note and then ran away, and then Alma ran after him to talk to him.
Or Jakery,
Uh,
if you read Dragon Magazine.
Or Jackery, if you're
I'm
a
looking it
fan.
up right now.
Oh no.
I know what it says, Matt. It says it rhymes with row.
Which is a row.
I'm aware. That's why it says that.
I love it.
So Alma goes to talk to Jackery. He says that Half Orcs have replaced nearly everyone on the guards, and there's a police action planned against Red Gorge nearby, and Tercion Skillerang is going to lead them. And then we get a surprise priestess, Jenya. Jenya walks into the bar, not the beginning of a joke. She mentions that there's a paladin of the church who left the city a few years ago to go on his own personal missions, which she lets slip. She refers to them as little crusades. So it's pretty clear what she thinks of him. His name is confusingly Alec Tercival. So we've got Tercion and Tercival. He's been gone for at least 2 years, but he wrote a letter to the city council saying that he wanted to challenge Tercion Skillerang for leadership of the city guard. He's been meeting with Malvo, the rich guy that got run out of the city due to the high taxes. And we know that Malvo's in Red Gorge meeting with a group called the Chisel, which is a group of businessmen. And that's the only lead we have on Alec Tercival, because Jenya's tried to scry on him and hasn't been able to find him. But the letter that he sent to the council should be made public information and be available to everyone, but it's been kept quiet. And the expectation is that Alec Tercival should be showing up to challenge Skillerang Tercival, but he hasn't yet. Last thing in the episode is Alma talks to God. Alma tried to talk to Baori for the first time, discovered that Tercival is alive, he might need her help, it's unclear, and the police force will head to Red Gorge in 3 days. And then we end the episode scouting out the gathering in front of the guardhouse, where a group of people have arrived to protest, right? But they're not they don't seem to be angry. Matt, you kind of said last time everybody seems to be having a good time.
There's a little static in the air, but everybody's kind of treating it like a festival. You know, there's the food trucks and things like that, and people playing music and bards are out. And I would like a personal request. I wish you'd take like actual thorough notes for a change. Like,
Yeah, Matt.
those
Mike,
were
come on.
those were better than my notes.
One-
They were
One more time for the
roughly like-
Patreons. Way of the Shadow, Gloomstalker, Monk, Ranger, Ghostwise, Halfling.
Heinz the
I mean,
Baron
I
Cross
built-
von
I-
SB.
My entire
Isolate that.
character was designed around being as difficult to say in one breath as possible.
I love it.
And I'll see you next week.
And I'm out. Off the mic.
Bravo.
Yeah,
won't see
very
you
good.
next week.
Very good. So you see the people, you hear the people outside in the streets going a certain direction, and you heard, I think the last thing that happened was you heard the applause. Like they kind of broke out into like like when the band comes on the stage, everybody just like, and that's where we ended.
Thank you,
What
Mike.
are you guys doing?
Reading the protest signs, what kind of language is all over these signs? What are we seeing?
It's common. Mostly it is about taxes are too high. We don't need half orcs in this town. We have our own guard. Kilroy was here. You got one guy that says he's got the sign up that's got like the common sense thing that's always in the corner with the long hair and the sunglasses.
Yeah.
So it's
What was the name of the goblin that stinks?
mostly
Murd.
peaceful,
Murd. Murd smells.
but it's Murd stinks. Murd was here. But it's protesting the increase in taxes more than anything else.
To be
Was that your-
clear,
was that your question?
yeah. Spectro had to climb up on somebody's shoulders to see this. Everything in a crowd is just backs of knees and butts to him. So I was riding piggyback
Awesome.
for a little while on, I don't know, some unlucky Tarathiel, we'll say.
Well,
Texas knees and butts, knees and butts, knees and butts. Texas knees and butts. We all put them together.
Backs of knees.
Oh, you get inspiration.
I like
Feeling punchy.
I like to think that Farazan's got his 10-foot pole staff thing, and Spectro's just kind of holding onto the top of it, you know.
Oh yeah, like a crow's nest.
Yeah.
I'm down for
Very
that.
cool.
I was just envisaging Spectre sitting on Tarathiel's shoulders, but standing behind Fezan's.
And then the camera pans over to Keegan, who's like hands on hips, looking really disappointed out.
Oh, that's good. That's
See,
good.
with the successful, what would be the check for climbing atop this 10-foot pole? Acrobatics. I'm all right in acrobatics. I could probably get.
You
up
could
there.
probably just jump. Boing. You
That's
hear
true.
the Mario sound?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but my athletic or acrobatics checks to get up there, and his strength check to hold it steady because now the center of gravity is very different than it was when it
Little
was
off kilter.
unladen with halflings.
Unhindered.
Yeah, give me an athletics check. We'll get this off started with a die roll.
Yeah.
Your newly attached roll 20 to D20 roll whatever.
Yeah,
D beyond roll 20.
I clicked the
Good
button.
job.
The thing.
See what it did.
Thank you. 16.
16.
Oh, that's DC 17.
Oh.
No,
Just
you
missed it.
you
Fall
just
and break
leap
your
up.
hip. What a shame.
You leap up and grab it with your feet and hang on as though you could cast should you need to with those nimble toes of yours.
That is so messed up.
Alma is jealous. I can see it on her face from across the crowd.
I'm looking away. I don't even
Show
pay
me the
attention.
ways. Teach me. If
Hey,
you could
look at
see
it this
below
way.
my
You
table,
now
my
have a
feet will be
tutor
doing the
for
same
feet
thing.
casting.
Right.
I'm dexterous
It's
enough with
true,
my
just-
feet that you're like, this guy could find, you might could help me out.
Yeah,
See the
spit.
stars in your eyes.
So you're really right outside of the Drunken Morkoth. You're a good, 6-7 blocks away. Around the bend, the road bends enough to where you can't actually see. You can see where the entrance is to the garrison, but not the town hall proper itself. However, you do see people. Are we on the Cauldron map?
No,
I am.
hold on.
Yes,
see you,
I
pagan.
am.
The Twitch is not.
Changing the map.
Changing to
Who's in
Cauldron.
charge?
Scene change.
Whoa.
You got to do the Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you,
So
what you-
I'm pinging about to where you can see before the buildings cut off your vision. You don't see the 5 that's circled, but there are people, and it is dense already starting around the garrison. The roads are packed. The roads aren't that big. They're pretty narrow, but they're packed with people of all walks of life. You do see extra guard have been posted, and they're substantially more half-orc than human when it comes to the guardsmen. But every one of them, they have these. Well, you know what they are. They have the tax collectors. So you see a garrison. You'll see a platoon, maybe 6 or 8 guards walking around with a tax collector with them, and they're just they're being professional, polite. They're not messing with anybody, and they're just moving through the crowd. But there is a definite presence.
Are they being messed with? Like, are people kind of harassing them? Nothing's being thrown. It's still pretty civil so far.
You'll every once in a while hear a racial slur towards the half-orcs.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Because you got to understand, this place is pretty
Mostly
much
human.
99% human. And
Right.
the people that
We're
aren't,
the 1%.
yeah, you are the 1%. This entire party is not human. And then you got a dwarven, you have a dwarven blacksmith, and you've got a halfling. Very specialized roles are taken by some non-humans, but you are in a human city.
you've got a beholder as a tailor.
Yep. Is that the current? Is that the current guess as to who the beholder is? Because according to Heath, there's like
Wait.
8 or 9 beholders in this town.
You don't get a dress that fits a beholder without making some alterations. So it just makes sense.
Makes sense, right?
I mean, those mannequins he's got in his shop aren't plastic.
Or is this one of the eyes petrification?
Mm-hmm.
Aha! See?
Ah, you
He
figured that one
confessed.
out.
Got him.
Nailed it.
You got him.
You feet. Okay.
What's,
Bippy and Senpai. All right, you guys walked outside of the tavern. You're seeing people moving, and yeah, you do see you hear name calling and a couple of people just drunk rednecks being obnoxious. But the guards aren't really. I mean, they're being very professional about it. They're not even looking to. If they hear it, you can tell they hear it, but they ignore it and keep moving. The tax collectors probably act more poorly than the actual guardsmen, because they'll kind of sneer and look at somebody that says it, and they'll look at one of the guard, and the guard just shakes their head and keeps walking.
Are the tax collectors half orcs?
No, the human.
Okay.
I want to get up on a building. I think I said that last time,
Okay.
but just to get a clearer view of the crowd,
All
and
right.
also because there's way too many people down here, and I don't like it.
you are
Same.
feeling very nervous and claustrophobic, so you walk up the wall and stand on the ceiling. Stand on a roof.
Well,
Did you
I
say
was
the
like,
same?
wow, that's impressive. How'd you pull that off?
I'll make you roll. He has special feet.
Ooh, does he?
Everybody but Alma,
I
huh?
have-
I mean,
Okay.
Farazan
Alright.
can't do anything with his feet. They're
You'll
way,
see. I'm
way
sure you
far
will by
away.
the end of the episode.
Can't even put
I
shoes on
have,
them. They're
uh,
massive.
Yeah.
Slippers of
It's crazy.
slippers of spider climbing.
Which has led to some really cool visuals, especially when fighting when he flipped over Jareth style, in that one fight. Anyway, you crawl up on top. Spectro.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Spectro, if you would like to, I do need to get an athletics check from you to climb up on a building.
Oh, I'm climbing too.
I thought I heard you say you were. If you're not, that's fine.
I'm still resting atop my my little crow's nest.
Okay.
Currently, yeah, I wasn't gonna go with them unless I was invited.
Okay.
Also, my athletics isn't great, so I'd rather just stay up on this pole where I am good.
You're gonna get fastball specialed so hard.
he's
That does
Farazan's
need to
gonna,
happen at some point.
he's gonna plant one end of it and then pull it back. Thoing!
Yeah.
I'm
Launch.
for it.
Catapult
I'm
style.
here for all of that.
Exactly.
So, Taratha, you climb up on top of the tavern, and it's a 4-story building, and even then, you don't see much better, because most of the buildings in Cauldron are 4, 5, 6, 7 stories high. Real estate goes up instead of out. But you do get a better view, and you see thousands of people on the streets milling about. You don't see anything that draws your attention specifically. Give me a perception check. Let's do that.
I didn't like it.
There may be something that does draw your eyes.
Ooh.
20.
28.
Whoa!
All right.
All
Let's
the
go
things
to
draw
IMDb.
all the attention.
When did Alma climb on top of the building?
Right.
So, okay. One of the things you do notice, and it is a little surprising that nobody else is really doing anything about it, but you see 2 bad actors from many, honestly, in-game time, literally over a year ago, maybe a year and a half. You see a dwarf with green skin walking aside a hobgoblin,
Kill it!
going towards just casually, like they're not sneaking, they're just walking along with the crowd, walking towards the town hall.
Have
You
hobgoblins
recognize-
just like casually strolled around in this city before?
Say again?
Have hobgoblins just casually strolled around Cauldron before?
No, not really. But
That's-
since
I
half
didn't
orcs
think
have
so.
gotten here, it seems like it's been a little normalized.
Okay.
But Tarathiel, you recognize Kazmajin as Zakad from the
Kazmajin.
Malachite Fortress. Kazmajin was the person that was selling the kids. He was the one that you captured.
He's
you took
a,
to Dale,
half-
and
Half troll dwarf.
yes,
Old jerk.
good old fashioned
jerk.
3.0 design right there. Yeah, all prick. And Zakad was his lieutenant, second in command in his slave ring. And you knew they'd been released. You knew that you took them in, many moons ago, and they were taken to jail. And then within days, they were out of jail. You learned that maybe from Jackery. I'm not sure. I don't remember how you learned that, but you found that out.
Hey, you won't remember Kazmajan and Zakad?
Over.
Yes. How could we forget them?
You know,
They're wandering around. Up here. I just saw them.
Which direction? Point them out.
And I do.
like a pointer.
That's right. I pull out my laser pointer and just...
Tag 'em.
Farazan looks up and Spectra says, "Hold on." He starts.
Remember those things, Labyrinth, the things that bit each other and run around?
it's about to become his own like banner. You know, it's like war banner.
Spetra's
What's your herald? Spectra on a stick. The hell's a Spectra on a stick?
You're not 100% sure. 100%. Oh my lord, 100% certain. But you think they came out of the garrison?
Do they have badges? Farazan's going to start pushing through the crowd.
Okay, Farazan
I'm gonna
takes
follow
off.
behind him.
He's gonna pull an
Metro
Andre the
bouncing in
Giant.
wind.
Yeah.
No, I'm following behind, like buddy system. I grab the back of his tunic or coat or whatever he's wearing.
I guess Spectro, like Adkins
Dropping.
knows, but Spectro's asking some questions about what's the deal with these two particular guys. Just if you want to just give like a brief.
Yeah, somebody let him know.
Farazan
So,
looks up and
real
and
quick,
I guess.
real quick.
Are we under the
Yeah,
thing? Okay.
That's
Okay.
the
Yeah.
question. Do you
Yes.
have the psychic bond going? Okay,
For
and
3
that's
hours.
all of you now, right? Because you have +4, so you can do the
Yep.
entire. Nice. Okay.
Farazan says, "Those are the two that were selling the orphans when we first got here. We put the what was it? Which one's the half troll?
Kazmajin.
We put
Kazmajin.
Kazmajin under the guards into the guardhouse, but he was released. This is the first we've seen him, and he keeps pushing through. If he has to, he'll pull a Andre the Giant from Princess Bride.
Brute Squad.
Yeah, everybody move.
There is very little. You're having to move people aside. Like it's kind of shoulder to shoulder. This is very, very dense traffic. I'll tell you what. Why don't we
Oh,
go to the map?
scene change.
I know. Have I introduced that now? Is that a thing? In the,
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Oh
Demetrius.
Lord, it's a lot of people.
So I didn't fill it out all the way down the street, but this kind of get up towards where the courthouse is.
Appreciate
Gives you
your
an idea of
dedication to
how
your
thick
craft
their
anyway.
density is. And don't pay attention that it's the same 5 or 6 characters over.
All humans look the same. It's fine.
They do. They do.
It's funny.
So I'm going to put you on the map. You're coming from the southwest. Oh, that's all of you. So just doing that just to kind of give everybody an idea. Do that,
Oh, there we are.
and that, and kind of like that. I mean,
I wanna-
other
I'll be on the
side.
other side so I can
Okay.
jump from building to building.
yeah, he's on a building. That's appropriate. I like it.
Broing.
And so you see how they're 5 feet apart or 2.5 feet. Like they're really, really close together buildings. So you're leaping over, and you'll jump to one that's a little bit lower, and then you'll jump to one that's higher. So you'll hit the side of it, and then run up the side. So you're keeping pace. Actually, you probably outpace these guys because this traffic up here is exactly the same down here. It is just thick with people, mostly having a good time. I mean, there are carts out. People are having alcoholic beverages. There's some of the more well-known taverns in town have their little kiosks out on the street. Like they've made this into a nice, pleasant afternoon, and it's chilly.
They're
Reminder,
serving chili?
It's like December. Everybody's in their heavy coats, their heavy clothing, staying warm.
So hot.
Oh, there you go.
Is this
There's a-
so? do I see Tarathiel kind of skirting across the buildings a lot faster, and we're going to be able to move? Do I get the sense that like Alma and Farazan aren't going to be able to keep up really easily?
So you guys are moving through difficult terrain. You're going half speed, more or less.
I could not do that. I could
Tarathiel.
not do that.
Well, you can do it with a dash with your mobility, so you kind of like run between legs and whatnot. But the rest of your movement would still be half pace.
But I can fly, remember?
That's true.
Oh,
I believe you can fly.
The acrobatics check earlier was just flavor athletics. I mean, I can, or acrobatics rather. I've got like winged boots or boots of flying or something like that.
Boots.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
if
do
I get the
those-
sense that Tarathiel is like, he'd rather have somebody close to him when he makes initial contact, I can at least keep up pretty easily.
So I looked at them briefly. You can use them up to 12 hours or 3 hours a day. 12 hours without use completely regenerates the time. Do you have to use them in chunks of time, or do you remember how that works?
Nope. Where would that be on my on the Roll20 stuff? Does anybody
Inventory,
know, like where-
probably.
Inventory. All right, let's see if I can
You
pull
should be
this
able to
thing up
just
here.
click on it, and it will
Yeah,
give you all
equipment.
that good stuff.
Yeah, let's see.
Each one
Winged
uses a
boots.
minimum 1 minute for duration.
So it says, while you wear these boots, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can use the boots to fly up to 4 hours, all at once or in several shorter flights. Each one using a minimum of 1 minute.
Okay.
So I mean, they're going to be
No
pretty hard for me
problem.
to expend, I would guess.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah.
All right. So Tarathiel, you tell them, or you tell me, like, how are you moving? Are you keeping with them? Are you pacing ahead? Because
Well, I'm
Farazan's
going
having
up
trouble
and-
getting through the crowd.
I'm going up and down as well, right? So
Yeah,
I think
but you're,
I might probably get ahead of them because I can move 90 feet around.
Ooh, you fancy. I can move 50 around, but that's
I'm a
still.
rogue, man.
no, you can do 100 around. That's a move and a dash.
Yeah, that's true. I
Whoa.
mean, I can book it
Um,
and fly.
So
So,
you can outpace me.
I could, but I wouldn't. I'm not going to like consider it a race. I'm just going to be there. If you're like, it looks like Farazan and Alma might have a more difficult time making it through the people, and you'd like, a wee man with you. I can fly up there and be a wingman, a wee wingman.
A wee
That's a good
wingman?
idea.
He's a wee
Yeah, I think it's a good idea too. But I don't know that Tarathiel knows enough of your capabilities to ask that. But sure, I'm
Well,
going to
even-
scout ahead.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
I mean,
what I'll
if,
tell you.
if I see you outpacing, I'll at least offer it. I was like, do you want some company? I can move faster than riding on this giant's 10-foot pole, which isn't a euphemism for anything.
Awesome.
And I'll just and it's probably unknown to everybody else in the party, but I'll just fly. I'll fly off the end of that pole and kind of be running, flying within a reasonable distance of you. Just keeping within a movement's, a movement of you at minimum or at max. If I can run side by side, if I can run faster than you, I'll just keep pace.
Cool. And whereabouts were they, Matt? Can I still see them? As
They're
I'm
on
kinda
the
moving
map.
through the crowd.
Do you see the difference? There's this one and this one. The two I just pinged.
Well, that one's fading into the background. But yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're not really like moving through the crowd. They're moving with the crowd. So they're not in a huge hurry. They're just moving towards the courthouse as well.
All right. Well, I'm going to get up here and just look down at them and just check out what they're doing. I want to make sure that they're not.
Are you trying to be sneaky?
Yes.
Okay. Give me.
I'll do the same if I'm with him. I'm just going to be following his lead. I have no idea what these people are, what they're capable of. I don't know if they're casters or anything like that.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah,
you're
before I
flying-
get up to the edge, I'll throw the hood up.
Okay. Throwing the hood up. Being super sneaky.
You want me to roll stealth as well?
Yes, I do, please.
So
So you
22.
get 22, and they have disadvantage to see you.
21.
Nice.
All right. And where did you put yourself, Spectro? You came ready to go. There you go.
Right up next to Matt, or right up next to Mike, rather. Next to Tarathion, just beside him.
Check and see if you can move your token.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
Sorry.
don't know if I got it on this
I've been
one or
spoiled.
not.
Yeah, I can move. Okay, I'll move up there.
Okay. So, Farazan and Alma.
And if I really have an option, I'm going to hide behind him.
Well, he's sitting on a point, so you're kind of on the back side of it. So you've got a perfect area to hide with. Actually, Tarathio, you'd need to be down here because right on top is in plain sight. So you're gonna need to
Okay.
be right there. Is that cool?
Yeah. I didn't know if it was a point or if it was like a turret.
Yeah. These are points.
Parapet.
All right,
Yes.
Farazan and Alma, you see your new companion just
I just
Superman
flew
out of
away.
there. Yep.
I take off my ball cap and go, wow.
The bird.
No, I'm following Farazan if he's kind of going forward because I can't climb up on buildings like that. That's not really my thing.
That's your
Farazan
bag.
just is a building. He's a
I
brick
can
house.
see you guys really well, but I cannot come up there.
He says, "That's a neat trick."
Yeah, for sure.
Why can't I do
Like
that?
learn how to do that one day.
So you saw where they went, but now they're both fairly skilled at not being seen. So you're not quite sure where they are, but you have an idea. What are you two doing down on the ground?
Pushing forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is the intent to catch up to him, so we can just move
Yeah.
on to it?
To catch up to the Gazmagen and the other one.
Yeah.
So they're moving basically at the same speed you are. I mean, they're not running, but they're also moving with the crowd. They get right up front of the courthouse when you are within 10, 15 feet of them. So I'm going to go ahead and move you up.
Okay. Yep.
Because you're plowing through the crowd. And Alma's got your wake. And do you see them? They're hidden in. You're doing some where was Waldo at this time? All right.
I see a
You're there?
little green one there.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I see that thing show up on Facebook where somebody says they photoshopped Waldo out of a Where's Waldo and then sent it to their friends.
No.
Where is it?
Excellent use
3
of
o'clock in the
Photoshop.
morning, eyes red.
I just think that's gold. Absolute gold. All right, can we hop down between these two buildings then and move along the ground a little bit?
Go for it. Yeah, no problem. You see your friends move on up, and really, as you're, if is your intent to like go grab him by the shoulder and like, hey,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
are you here? Okay, so you're getting closer, and really, as you get close, the crowd's kind of stop because you're at the destination, right? So, at this point, you're digging through, and they notice you.
Arrived at destination.
Wow, you just got really loud.
Sorry.
Oh, that was intentional. Excellent. Okay, that's fine. So, everybody's stopped because they're trying to get in front of the courthouse. And right about the time, as it were, you see a man step out from the courthouse to the front. Very handsome,
He's svelte.
middle-aged,
It's a floating head.
svelte.
My name is
He is-
Inigo Montoya.
Just
Kill
a
my
bit.
father. He looks exactly like Inigo Montoya.
It does.
Andy
And
Patinkin.
he as
Oh,
he
I
steps
can't
out,
see him.
you hear. Do you not see this?
I see him now.
Look up.
Okay. Get up on my shoulders.
Oh my.
As he steps out, you hear that loud cheering again. These people recognize who this guy is. So you imagine the first time that you heard the cheering was him walking in, and now he's walked back out of the city hall, and he holds his hands up, and everybody gets a little quieter. He's gotten there. receive their attention. He holds his hands up and he puts them down. Fellow citizens, hear me. Hear my voice and repeat my words so that those who have turned their backs on us are forced to hear. Hear me, for I speak for all of us. My name is Mavu Arlental, and I'm one of you. I call Cauldron my home. I live and I do business here, and I have for many, many years. Many of you know me, and I know you. We're all hardworking, trustworthy people. Hard times have fallen upon this land. The roads grow more dangerous and threatens to cut us off from the neighbors and partners in trade. An inn full of people, one of them, the high priest of one of our own temples, was senselessly murdered not just a few days' ride from here. In recent days, dragons have threatened the skies and the passes. Stories of creatures unthinkable lurking in the fringes of the wild and under the very grounds we live. We're a tough people, and I've weathered tough times before. Heroes and brave citizens like yourselves have answered the challenge of protecting us and our lands, though others have been charged with that duty. But the troubles have also found us at home. We have suffered in recent months as our sons and daughters were stolen away from us by an evil lurking beneath our streets. We have suffered as the rains come and flooded near our dear city, threatened to erode the very foundations of our livelihoods. A vile Umberhulk from the darkened tunnels of the abyss itself have torn through our homes and businesses in the broad daylight. Again, we have not laid down, for we know how to get through hard times. Again, we have been blessed by the actions of brave citizens who have put their lives on the line to defend the defenseless. And again, others who should have answered that call have done nothing.
Ooh.
Alas, I must speak, for actions have been taken. The leaders of Cauldron have spoken through the voice of the tax collectors. They offer promises. With each outstretched palm, they each take a cut. For the good of Cauldron, they say, to repair the damage, they claim. To help those in need, they promise. But what have they done with your hard-earned coin? Nothing. Where are the repairs to the buildings damaged by the flood? Warehouses stand abandoned, about to fall into the lake. Where are the repairs to the street and the structures attacked by the Hulk? Umberhulk. They have not been done. I was not the only one to lose a property that day. There are many who have received nothing but empty words for their suffering. You know me. I'm a man of action. I am not one to complain without a plan of recourse. I am here to say that Cauldron needs new leadership. A new protector who is not corrupt on power of gold. I'm here to tell you that a challenge has been issued for the removal of Tercion Skellerang as captain of the town guard of Cauldron. I have here in my hand the formal written challenge, which has been presented to Skellerang and the Lord Mayor Nevelant himself. This challenge invokes one of the Cauldron's oldest laws, the Law of Peers. Under this law, any of the 5 founding families of Cauldron have the right to challenge the office of the captain of the town guard, if one of them should feel that he unworthy or immoral or simply incapable of seeing to his duties, to protect our people. This law, laid down with the founding stones of our city, has never been needed until now. By the law of the peers, only one of the 5 founding noble families has the right to challenge the captain of the guard. I'm here to tell you that one who has issued the challenge is such a nobleman. They herald from one of the founding lineages, but their life has not been one of pampered luxury. They know what it means to suffer, as you do, and they rise above it, as you have. The challenger is indeed one of the brave, heroic citizens of who I have spoken, who is willing to risk death to protect and help our city. I am speaking of Sir Alec Tercival. Sir Tercival, holy warrior of the St. Cuthbert Church, St. Cuthbert the Just, has issued this challenge in accordance with the old ways and the laws of our city. But so far, no response has been made. By law, the issued challenge should be made public by Lord Mayor Nevelant, but the Lord Mayor hopes to protect his puppet Skellerang by keeping the challenge secret. At this point, the crowd just erupts.
Dex save?
Applaud.
Oh.
Applauding. Like everybody's just like
We are on a
cheering
volcano,
and,
aren't we?
yeah.
Can I
Um,
use thaumaturgy to kind of cheer like Tercion stinks, Tercion
Sure.
stinks,
Yeah,
and
you
like
can
kind of rile
create your
everybody up?
make your voice louder and louder.
Yeah.
You do that. You draw the attention of about 15-foot radius around you, and everybody's like, oh, it's Alma's here. Ah. You know, everybody's just like in awe.
Come on, everybody, Tercion stinks.
And you say,
Say it or she'll hurt you.
Mavu's standing there. Right. She will melt you.
Alma is the stick in the darkening cauldron.
And you can tell Mavu is used to public speaking. He's looking and he's letting everybody have their jubilation, and he's waiting for the cheers to die down.
His note
before
card
they
says
do-
pause for applause.
He yells above the crowd and points, and look now. Another puppet of corruption,
There's them kidnappers.
with his thugs to protect him, sent, no doubt, to silence the will of the people. And the people go crazy. And you see where he's pointing. He's not pointing at Kazmajin or Zakad. He's pointing back
snap.
behind the crowd, back in the direction of the stairs. And coming up the stairs, there is what looks like a guard captain, a knight captain, being followed by half a dozen half-orc guards. Let me get them on the map. The map. Where are they on the map? And I'm going to plop them down right on top of the crowd because they're just pushing through.
That's what I
The
was
one in
trying
the front
to do.
points out to Mavu and yells, "By order of the Lord Mayor, Mavu, Arlental, you are under arrest for inciting a riot." And then the words are lost, and the whole crowd starts getting loud again. And then as it comes to a slight din, you hear another voice further in the crowd, up around this area. A light voice, a young voice, scream out, "It's the half-orcs! It's the half-orcs! Kill the half-orcs!"
Oh, crap.
And the crowd goes crazy. Weapons drawn, people that have sticks, they're all turning. The entire crowd starts attacking the 6 half-orcs. And you know that there were half-orc guards and patrols on both ends of the road where I'm pinging. And almost as if on cue, Alma, with your perception, you see Mavu look like he's fighting off an attack. Like something's attacking, something's grabbed him, but you don't see anything holding on to him. Everybody roll initiative.
Which one is Mavu? Is he the one in the middle of these 6 orcs over here?
Mavu is up front.
Oh, that's him up there?
Yep.
Okay. Initiative.
You don't know this guy. He does look like a guard sergeant, full plate, or not full plate, split plate. But what you do notice though is the guards aren't fighting back, like they're defending themselves, but they're not trying to attack the citizens. Let me get my. I hear a lot of happiness with this roll of initiative.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody
fine.
get above a 20? 15 to 20.
I was a 21.
Spectre got a 21, yeah.
All right.
I got a 15.
I don't have a Spectro. Hang on.
How dare you?
I know. I was not prepared. I'm still not. Somebody's got some TV pretty loud in the background.
So while he's working on initiative, is this dude, is Inigo Montoya, is that the guy that we're tending to side with generally? And we see him, or he's being assaulted? I might not see that, but I'm just trying to get my ducks in a row.
Yeah.
So we're sympathetic with Inigo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mavu.
Okay. Mavu.
All the information that we have of Mavu and people that Mavu is associated with and like championing are people that we trust and would defend.
Okay.
So
and
unless it's all been a falsehood.
Yeah, we've come down from the rooftops, right? Tarathiel. We're like in this alleyway.
Yeah, it looks like you're between the buildings.
Okay, so I guess I can't see him then.
All right, let's do that initiative again. You said you got 21.
Yes, sir.
I'm having a hard time with the name. It's going to take me like 20 episodes.
Spetro.
All right, 15 to 20. I heard a 16.
I got a 15.
15. All right, Farazan, you got a 2, and
6.
Tarathiel, what you got? 6. Okay.
7.
It's
Guys,
measured
got
measured
lazy those
better.
3 months off.
To be honest, I'm happy to not be going first because I don't know what we're gonna do.
I have an idea, but so Alma, you see him being assaulted, and we're all still psychically connected to you.
Yeah, and I will, of course. I
Kind
think
of.
it's semi-established, I guess, that when you find out a piece of information, if you do want to share it with the group, I am gonna share that, and that is where I'm planning on heading to
Okay.
as well. Also,
As much. All right, let me do my initiative, and then we will get this shiz started. Okay. All right, Spetro, you have initiative. So let me just lay out the scene real quick.
Yes, sir.
Half of the crowd, half of the riot are either punching, kicking, attacking. If they had like a stick or a hoe or whatever, any kind of weapon with them, they're attacking every half orc they can see. The tax collectors are trying to get in between, like in the center of a protected circle. Like the guards are protecting the tax collectors. They're defending themselves, but they're not attacking back. They're not trying to hurt the townspeople. You see Mavu, who is standing in front of the town city hall. It looks like he's fighting off something. Something's grabbed him around the shoulders or the neck, and he's grabbed it, and you can see he's straining with all his might to break himself loose. And you see Farazan and Alma, who are basically right up Zakad and Kazmajan's butt. But you see Alma, you see her noticing Mavu.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't. You can't see her.
I
at all.
probably don't.
But you
I would think-
hear the
I would think that
communication.
Spetro is just going to look kind of at Tarathiel as this violence is erupting, and knowing that Alma has communicated that something is assaulting Mavu. And I mean, I'm new. I've been injected into this situation. You guys have all the cards in your hands. I have none, and so I'm just like, what do you want me to do? Do I leave you here and go help Alma with this dude? Do I assault the half orcs? Do I protect these guys? What do you suggest? And I'll just do it.
I think we should try and get Marvel out of here if we can.
All right. So then, in that case, I will. I'll just fly. I'll. Are these 5-foot squares or 10-foot squares?
These are 5s.
Okay. So I have one of my ranger things increases my speed by 10 feet on my first turn in initiative.
Okay.
So I should be able to go 120 if I wanted to just blitz there. But how many 5-foot squares is the?
So it would add 10 to your movement, not all of your movement. So your movement would be 60, and then your additional movement would be 50.
50. Okay, yeah, 100.
So 110, like
Yeah, but that's plenty, right? How many?
Yeah,
1, 2,
yes, so
3, 4,
plenty.
5, 6, 7, 8,
So
9,
cool.
10. I mean, it still might take me. Oh, what is that nifty thing?
it's the comb up on the top left corner of roll 20.
It's a ruler.
Comb?
the best.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You
So
click on that.
from me,
Ruler.
I
It
got
looks like a
yeah.
rule.
That makes
it looks
sense.
like a comb.
So in my first move,
Shit.
but this assumes like, how do you want to do flight? I need to ascend too. So so like I
Don't
need
worry
to get
about
up. Okay. Well, in that
So,
case, if I can get
when it
there in
comes
my
to,
first
like,
move.
3-dimensional stuff. I actually just recently read this as a good fallback to not slow things down. If you've got 3 dimensionals or 3 directions, go with the longest. So the longest is between you and them instead of going up and down. So
Okay.
it's 60 feet
Okay.
because it works out. The math works out in the end.
So then my movement then is like as I'm flying towards this guy, do I see anything over there? Or is he
So-
is he being assaulted by nothing?
All right, we're getting
Because
into
that
this
might
whole,
determine where I land.
this whatever is attacking him is invisible,
Okay.
but you know where it is. That's 5e invisibility, so you can't see it, but you know where it is, and that's why I put the token on the map.
Okay. Well,
So
the good
you're
news
standing
is
right next to it. There's nothing. You do not see anything, but you sense the movement, the sound, or blah blah blah, whatever it is.
Okay. I do have blind fight. So, like, as long as whatever it is within 10 feet of me, even if it's invisible, I can see it.
So what that will do normally, because it's invisible, you'd have disadvantage on attacks. That gets
Uh-huh.
rid of that, so you no longer have disadvantage. That's going to serve you pretty well in this particular instance.
Yeah. I figured it might. So, full move there. Let's see. I guess if it's attacking this guy and Tarathios, like, we need to protect Mavu, then I'll attack him.
So what you sense now that you're closer and you've got a better idea, whatever the creature is like got him in a headlock. It's got him grappled and is trying
okay.
to choke him. Is attacking him, but it definitely has him grappled.
Can I strike him without causing damage to Mavu, or do I need to
Yes,
contest?
absolutely
Okay.
you can.
Okay.
You can do either one. You can contest it or you can attack the creature.
Yeah, I'm not super strong. I'm a wee man. So I'll attack him with my short sword to start, and I get 2 attacks, I think. So I just roll on these, I think. So this is the first short sword attack on this
It's your first
thing that I
attack
can
on
see.
the Age of Heroes.
Yeah, first attack.
Woohoo!
24 is a hit.
Very nice.
Okay.
And that is what kind of weapon are you using?
Short sword, so it's piercing.
Just plain old short sword?
It's a +1.
+1 short sword. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 6 points of damage.
All right, I'm gonna attack again with the same sword, same short sword. 17 to hit.
17's a hit.
All right, 9 damage.
9.
All right, now I can do stuff with key.
Since you have acquired its attention.
Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is use. Oops, crap! I just did a thing on the internet. I clicked a button. So while I wait for this to go back to my actual character sheet, I should be able to take the dodge action with my key. So since
As your bonus?
so you yeah, it's like a bonus action to expend a key to dodge. And this is like midday, right? So there aren't a bunch of like shadows and whatnot around, or are there?
No. Well, all the buildings are very, very tall. Where you are right now, it's like high noon, so the sun's right above you. But you could move pretty much 20 feet in any direction, and you'll find a shadow just because of the height of the buildings.
Okay. Well, in that case, as my bonus action, what I'm going to do is shadow step. So as long as I can see like a place of dim or dark light, I can just teleport there as a bonus action.
I'm going to say anywhere that's not directly facing the road, any building side that's not facing the center road, there's a shadow right next to it. So
Building
between
side
any of the
road.
buildings, on the back end of the
Okay.
buildings,
So like if I moved like here, that would be fine.
go a little more like that.
Okay. It looks like that's off the map for me.
It is for
Oh,
Yeah.
is it dark?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely
Let me
shadowed.
Correct that. So it's definitely shadowed.
Yeah, right.
let's see.
I just disappear. I'm off the map. And because I have the mobile feat, it doesn't incur any attacks of opportunity either.
That is
Because I had
correct.
attacked him in melee. So I'll
That's
bebop. You're basically like Spectro is going to be a very much guerrilla tactics fighter. He's going to bop in, bop out as much as he can, because he's not super resilient. I mean, he's a little squishy, but he's got a lot of means of doing some harassing kind of damage and getting out of
Some
harm's
serious
way.
chutzpah.
Yeah, and just being able it's total guerrilla warfare for Spectro. So that's what he did. He swooped in, he dealt 15 damage and is bebopped out without being struck. And he also has so even if this creature does have dark vision, he has a really hard time seeing Spectro. I'll look up
So
what the
You're invisible to him.
yeah, basically even the creatures that have dark vision. I think it's part of the like Gloomstalker thing.
So
Is
you're
that-
not in darkness though. You're in dim light. So it
Yeah.
doesn't. You have to be. I have to be using dark vision for you to be invisible. It's not necessary to use dark vision in dim light.
I gotcha.
So if it was
Yeah,
completely dark, like blackness, yeah, you'd be invisible. But you're just in the shadows. I thought you were going there to hide.
Mm-mm. No,
okay,
it's just
but-
to get out of like if he wants to follow me, he totally can. I mean, my whole thing is like protecting this dude, right?
Right.
I just avoided at least that that opportunity attack, and I'll look back into what the weird the umbral. I don't remember what it was, but it's like even if it says while in darkness, you're invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision. So if this is dim light, he can still see me if he has dark vision. But if he wants to kite me, that's fine. Or if I'm kiting him, that's fine. I'm getting him away from Mavu.
Okay. Anything else?
So I moved, I double attacked, and I bonused. I think that's it.
Alma, you're up.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm going to interrupt you. We have a first-time chatter.
Boy, what's up?
Hello.
Papa Zero Cool. Welcome.
I'm new too.
Is that the guy from Hackers Grown Old? Is that
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I was
wasn't
thinking.
Zero
Zero
Cool as a
Cool,
Hackers
yeah.
character?
Yeah. All right, Miss Alma, what you got?
Okay, so I have a couple of questions first. So did Spectra hitting whatever beast it is make the beast stop choking Mabu?
Whoa, whoa,
Like,
whoa.
did it?
Spectro with an O. That's the masculine.
I'm sorry.
You hear it in your head.
Yeah.
It's Tarathiel.
Not,
So,
My bad.
Alma, Spectro says
You can
it's
call me
O,
Almo.
not ah.
Remember the
Almo.
Almo.
Listen here, Almo.
So it appears that the creature is still on top of Mavu, still choking Mavu, still attacking him.
Okay. I want to move to get line of sight. Can I like move to here? Because I
You
know you said
have
it was
line of
difficult
sight.
terrain.
You can see, well, see, you have line of sight. I mean, there might be a little bit of cover, but you can see Mavu, you can see him struggling, you can see him.
Well,
but
I'm
it's not as
establishing
clear.
line of sight, so I don't have to do disadvantage for anything. Like I don't want. I'm just
You
trying
probably
to
still
kind
will
of
because
see.
of the invisibility, right?
Yeah, the invisibility is what gives you disadvantage.
Okay, could I do any type of check to see if it's magical invisibility?
Give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I don't suppose I would have known that, having seen him.
You could. give
Did
me
I
an Arcana
recognize?
as well.
Would I might have recognized that creature?
It's possible. Hang on, Alma, you got a 19.
Mhm.
So this creature looks very familiar.
Oh, is it
Looks
that?
familiar? Seems very familiar, as though you've just fought one of these things with a crazy dwarf not 3 months ago down in the Temple of Balmahaten when you were fighting Zenith Splinter Shield. There was a creature that was invisible and was just laying foot to ass against all you guys.
Okay.
This seems very similar.
I think it was Clawed a Cheek, wasn't it?
Something like that.
So what's the answer to that question?
Well, I forgot what the question was.
Is it a magical invisibility?
Is it magical invisibility?
You could not dispel it.
Okay. Okay.
Because remember, you did try that. You tried that in the last
yeah,
fight.
I think I did. That was
No,
the first
but
thing I
just-
did, and then I got
Yep.
wrecked. Okay.
So you
I
know
am
it will
like-
have no effect.
Okay, then I just want to.
And let me reiterate real quick. I don't have little bitty people. Every single square in this area is inhabited. Like,
Sure.
you're almost doubling up. Everywhere you go, there are people. You're difficult terrain no matter where you go. It's just I didn't take the time to put 500 little dudes on this map.
Okay.
Okay.
You might have seen Spectro laying into this invisible thing, though, if you had line of sight.
Right.
Yeah, you
so that's
definitely
kind
saw.
of what
Mhm.
I'm banking on, but I do still want to get like I want to move out of like this area and get closer to a building where I can make a more direct path instead of just going diagonally through a bunch of people. That's how my brain works, so that's what I'd like to do. And I still do have thaumaturgy up, so if it would help at all for me to be like, out of the way, I would just want to move over here.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. But like I said, where you are here is just as dense as right here.
Right. I get that. I just want to make sure I'm doing right by like rules of rough terrain. I don't want to move further than I can, but I'm trying to get as close as Mavu as I can. So where would that be?
So you were standing here, 5, 10. You could be right here. And we're kind of doing away with the whole one person per square because it's a dense, thick, shoulder-to-shoulder crowd. You're just fighting to get through these people.
Okay.
That's one move action to get half your move.
Okay. And then I just want to cast Toll the Dead.
So he's not unconscious.
It doesn't. That's fine.
What is Toll the Dead? What's Toll the Dead?
It's a
that's-
cantrip.
That's the one that does more damage if they're hurt, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So it does a 2d12 of damage instead of 2d8
Oh,
when they're damaged.
Is this a saving throw or is this an attack?
It is a Wisdom saving throw 17.
Wisdom saving throw, DC 17. Oh, fail.
Nice.
And there was much rejoicing.
There was much
Yay.
melting by the Alma. And the crowd is like, Alma's fighting!
18.
Good timing.
All right, got your 18.
Oh, don't forget your blessed strikes.
They're added automatically.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What's Blessed Strike?
Let's see. It's something that I have. Let me read it. It's like extra damage whenever I hit with like a cantrip.
So is it 18 or is it 22?
It is actually, it's what's on roll 20, so it's 22
Okay.
because of the plus. Yeah. So yeah, 18 plus 4.
Four
Nice.
more.
And
So that's
Yeah,
not
and-
with melee attacks, it's specifically for cantrips?
when a creature takes damage from one of your cantrips or weapon attacks, you also deal 1d8 radiant damage to the creature.
Once
But I can't use the feature again until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
So like if I had a
22.
reaction or something, it wouldn't work.
Oh, gotcha.
So Alma does extra damage now because she hit level 9. Great.
Because she's hashtag blessed.
Yeah. Blasted.
Yeah, not blessed, blasted. Yes, exactly.
It's both sometimes. I'm done.
You're done.
I think
All
that's
right.
all I can do.
So this invisible creature has Mavu and looks like it is pummeling him. Natural 1, of course.
Excellent.
This is how it's going to go. I throw a demon at you and I miss 9 attacks.
Yay!
Second attack does seem to be... So you see Mavu still struggling. It's like trying to pull this arm off his throat. And then suddenly he just takes a snap jab in his ribs and spits out some blood. But he's still up and kicking. It is Tarathiel's turn.
Can I see Casmogen?
You do. It's right beside, almost right beside Alma.
Is he doing anything?
Not really. He honestly, give me a insight check.
Okay. Uh, 27.
God.
All right, you read his mind. He looks surprised. He's genuinely, because he's looking at Mavu. He looks like he's genuinely surprised. Like he did not know. He doesn't know what's going on.
There's
So
an
I
exclamation
wanna put
point
into-
over his head.
Well, I want to put into perspective the fact that Tarathiel spent a year watching crowds of people. Like, this is what he's been doing with his spare time
Right.
because he's trying to watch the last laugh.
Last laugh.
So, I mean, the reason why a lot of these rolls are so high is because I've taken... what was the feat? I took a feat, anyway, that does all that.
Observant.
Yeah, pretty incredible insights.
Sorry,
Uh,
no, I didn't end up taking the feat. I didn't need to. I've just spent my expertise, my rogue's expertise,
good at
in
it.
insight, investigation, and perception. I'm just very, very good at it.
Very, very good at it.
Um,
27. Yeah, like I said, you almost read his mind. You see every little nuance of his body language, and he's not shocked, but he's just looking at this fight and looking at the crowd. He wasn't expecting this.
All right, cool. I am just going to try and make my way through this crowd.
All right,
I have a fun way of doing it, which might not work, and I have an easy way of doing it, which is just run.
let's
dash,
hear the
dash.
fun way
So
first.
I'm gonna go via the fun way and see if it works because
All right.
it'll be awesome. I'm gonna climb up over the top of the building, stand on this rooftop, and then throw a psychic dagger to the other side. Give me a second
Awesome.
while I figure out how to do this thing because it is pretty awesome. I need to find the thing in the thing where I can roll the thing. Hang on.
Whoa!
Words.
Oh, that's too many things. Nope, it won't work. So I can only move 20 feet. 10, 15, 20. So I can land in the crowd somewhere about here.
Tell
so basically, I
me-
use a.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a thing called. What is it called? Psychic teleportation.
Scrolling.
Yeah, exactly.
Scroll back.
Psychic teleportation. I can manifest a psychic blade as a bonus action, throw it up to 10 times one roll of a psionic energy die, and then disappear and reappear where it landed.
Ooh, that's cool.
So
Oh,
because I rolled
All right.
2 on a d8, I can only move 20 feet, so I can land about there.
So
then
you
I'm gonna have to
kind of
dash.
pulled like a reverse Batman. You know, you
Yeah.
threw the thing down and appeared where the thing was.
Instead of throwing
Disappeared.
something down and disappearing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you jumped up on the building, walked up the building, threw a dagger, and appeared right in the middle of the crowd. And
Yeah.
Farazan, give me a don't poop my pants roll.
Ah!
'Cause he just like pops right next to you.
Is that Constitution or Constipation?
That would be charisma.
And I can use my my standard action to move 30 feet. 30 feet through the crowd gets me to about there.
Okay, remember it's half speed.
Because
I
of the
don't know if you're
difficult
taking that into
Yeah,
account.
but,
Yeah, he
no,
counted.
no, I am. That
All
is with the difficult terrain.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
That's a very cool ability. I like it.
It is cool.
It is cool.
Were you
I wish
intending
it
to, like, hit the
let me
wall?
go- Yeah, because if I could get to 40 feet, which is like a 50-50 shot, I could land on the
Yeah.
other roof.
Yeah,
That's what I was really hoping for.
that was. It was still really cool though. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
It
you.
was.
I'm done.
I high
There's
five
on.
you.
All right. Farazan's
Mental high five.
yeah, Farazan's going to
No, we're right next to each other.
It's just
I think-
ableist. That's all.
It's real. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Farazan's going to push through.
All right, just don't worry about where there are actually people. Just go where you want to move because it's going to be the same wherever you go.
Okay. And let's
It's.
see.
I mean, it's still difficult terrain, but consider the people terrain.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Right. Oh, difficult terrain. So 15 feet is there, right? With a dash action, I can get to here.
30. You can do 30.
Yeah, I don't need to be that close to him.
Then yes, you can get there as well.
Okay. Excellent. He does the thing. You know, when you're dreaming, you're moving through molasses. You know, that's I have that all the time. So that's what Farazan's doing. He's moving through molasses. I don't know. He's got that stick, so he may be able to kind of use it as a snowplow or a cow pusher on the front of a
So you're
locomotive
just
engine.
slamming people left and right. Get out of my way!
No, not just
Trying to save somebody.
gently
Crack, crack,
gently
crack, crack.
relocating them. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. And I think that's about all I can do. I have new things, so let me just double check if I've got any.
Still got a bonus action?
Yeah,
here?
yeah, but all my bonus actions are usually like dependent on other
Murders.
things.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that's about all I can do right now.
All right. It is Mavu's turn. He went absolutely dead last. And he is trying to break free of the grapple. Scroll down. 19. All right. So you see him, he pulls something and he ducks his head under an invisible something and stumbles away from this creature, not thinking, and it wails out at him as he tries to get away from it, slamming him in the back. Knocking him down, and he stops moving.
Mavu does?
Ruh-roh.
Yep.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me make
So he
sure.
wasn't able to get out all the way where you had initially moved him?
Yeah, so him moving out of melee range
Incurred.
triggers the attack, and so he took the damage right here, and he just falls in a hump.
All right.
Like whatever it was, just slammed him over the back of the head. Spetro. I was trying to get the name right before I said it out loud. Spetro, it is your turn.
I am going to do my similar guerrilla tactics. I'll rush in towards Mabu, assuming that this thing is still close. And as long as I get within 10 feet of it, I can see it.
Yep.
So if it's still standing within melee range of him, then I'll be within melee range of it. In that case, I will attack with the short sword. Let's see what we get here. Can I continue hitting? 23 to hit,
That's a hit.
Woo.
8 damage.
Damage taken.
I'll attack again. How's this thing looking?
It's invisible.
5 to hit. Like,
So
is it-
honestly, you have a certain sense about it. It's bloodied. Do you know
Okay.
what bloodied means?
Yeah, like half elf or so
Yep, you
in
got it.
old terms.
Yep.
So I hit it
That's
with that
nice.
25 hits,
Yes.
so 7 more damage.
It has an armor class of 14. Just to let you guys know.
Okay, I'm doing slightly better than that.
Yep.
I will. You know what? I'll spend a key.
Okay.
And flurry of blows this thing just for fun's sake. I mean, if I know, like, with this dude down, I'm not going to dash away from him. Even though I see Farazan's pretty close, this seems like a fine time to just kind of. This seems, if I'm going to stand my ground, this seems like the time.
Okay.
I was told by Tarathiel to go and protect Mabu. He's down, so this is protecting Mabu. So I'll flurry blows as a bonus action.
Go for it.
12, so it misses.
First attack's a miss. Flurry is 2 separate attacks, right?
That's a good question. Let's see. You spend these points, key points. When you spend key points, blah, 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 some of your key features. Flare blows. Immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes. So I will do another one.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's okay.
Just that Joe Dirt gif all over again.
Yeah.
20 to hit. That's not natural.
Okay. 20 is a hit. And that is 6
Don't think
more.
it's natural.
That is your fists. At your level, are your fists considered
Magics.
magical?
They
Are
are.
they considered? They are? All right.
Yes.
Asking for
Damage
a friend.
is done. Asking for an enemy.
So I'm just
Anything-
the short little guy. No, that's everything. That's move. I mean, I could move again and not incur, but I think if he was told by Tarathiel we need to protect Mabu, and I see Mabu down, I'm just going to kind of stand guard over top of him and hope for backup.
All right.
Doing my best. Doing my scrap. I'm like is it Scrappy Doo?
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
that the? Yeah, that's what it is. Scrappy Doo.
All right, Alma, you're up.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna just first use my bonus action to give a healing word to Mabu, just to bring him back up.
All right.
Doo-doo-doo. Oh,
Oh.
8. I
Oh,
rolled a
eight.
1. I rolled a 1.
Okay, well, that's still a lot.
Well, not when you
That's
roll the
still pretty
1.
good.
So that was my bonus action. I'd like to kind of go up to him to kind of like protect him, like kind of use my body as a shield if I can.
Use my body to keep you alive.
Yeah.
The spell. That's a White Zombie song.
But before I do that, I want to just toll the dead again. So just a 17 wisdom save.
17 wisdom save. Fail.
Yes. Take that hurt thing. Get hurt more. I heard you like hurt, dog. I'm gonna put hurt on your
Gosh,
hurt.
you're rolling terrible. 13.
12 and a 1. Well, I mean, that's exactly average.
Well, I don't
amazing.
like that.
All
What
right.
about Alma says average to you?
12 and
Thank
1.
you.
All right. It is
yeah.
thoroughly told.
Yeah, and then
You told it.
but yeah, I just want to be I don't know. I want to be next to Mavu.
All right. So at this point, people are clearing out.
Good.
So
I would
this
love to see
area-
you do that. Like move all of the people pawns. We'll wait.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
just-
go ahead.
I'm going to clear one or
It'll make
two
for
just to
thrilling audio.
represent.
We have time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Done.
now Matt is going to move the yellow token over 5 feet.
Wow, that's just beautiful.
They all look alike. So
I am
This-
done with my turn.
the large cobblestones, the different, you see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That is no longer difficult terrain. People have rushed away from the fight.
Okay.
And it is its turn. And all it does is just start slamming on Mavu.
Oh
Two
no.
attacks.
I don't think I can do anything about that.
I
Please.
can
And
actually
also
do
Alma.
this.
Okay.
Oh, crap. I can't.
Unless he's using missiles.
You're not 5 feet away from it, are you?
No. Dang it.
Yep. That's a reach. Okay. Is the Sentinel ability to make him attack you, or you did it raise the armor class?
I can at the very least use my reaction to make a melee weapon attack. So
if you're 5 feet.
if I'm 5 feet away and I didn't, I was like
Okay.
looking. I was like, I thought I had something, and then yeah.
First attack with advantage because Mavu is on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. I've already forgotten how much damage this thing does. Oh, okay. And Mavu is unconscious again with the first hit. Second attack coming down with advantage is a
Ooh.
hit.
How can you do it?
And-
Never mind.
Do what?
Nothing.
So all that really is an automatic one fail on
Right.
his death saves. That
Yeah, we-
damage doesn't matter. It's just he got hit again and automatic fail. So he has one failed death save at this point.
We had a interesting discussion about permadeath rules in 5e in the Discord the other day.
It's hard to die 5e until you're right about to do it, and then it's incredibly easy. It's
Yeah.
really
Is
strange.
that a challenge?
Not for Mavu.
Guess not.
He's the best at
Raphael,
it.
it is your turn. And this thing, time is fluid when you think about rounds and actions and things happening. This thing is just pounding, like just beating the hell out of Mavu. It is not
It's a
stopping.
flat circle. This time. I will take the aim bonus action, which means I can't move.
Yep.
But that will give me advantage, which will cancel out the disadvantage because it's invisible.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw a psychic dagger at it.
All right.
And hopefully this does the trick. But
And-
if I miss, I can do things about it. Ranged. That's what I want. Throwing psychic dagger. Go! Ooh, 14. Hang on.
Hold on.
That's a hit.
Wait.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
Yeah, 14 hit.
That is a hit. All right.
That's a hit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that would do 6 psychic damage, but because I have an ally standing next to it, it will do 20 sneak attack damage.
26 total damage. And that thing is just pounding, 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 and its form just dissipates.
Yay.
Woo!
You did a
Yay.
thing.
Double high five.
Hey,
Hey, boys.
Alan was like, hey, that's my job. I do the killing blows around here.
You can
Buddy.
have one.
That's a bonus and standard, and I cannot move because of the aim.
Fair's on. You know this thing is gone. I know it's invisible, but you saw that purple flash of psychic damage, and this thing is gone the way of a fart of a hurricane.
Right. Farazan reaches down to his belt and pulls out a mushroom.
Okay.
It's white with, or it's red with white
Mushroom
white polka dots on it. He
Uh-huh.
turns it over, pulls out a cork, and he pours the potion of healing down Mavu's mouth.
All right. And it is 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
Wake up, rich guy, wake up.
Well, I mean,
He drowns.
he's
I
Drowns
expect
on the potion.
reimbursement for this
Holy-
potion.
really.
We just cannot heal him well.
No, this is
5 hit points.
I shouldn't have rolled it because it's a thing. Like every time I roll for healing,
Well,
it's
If it had been 2-1.
anyway.
Actually, that only
But
works
it's
on
zero,
you doing
which is
your
what he
own
had.
drinks, by the
Uh-huh.
way.
Okay, yeah.
You can't pour it down someone else and start giving him, you're chasing the dragon.
All right.
All right, but it's enough. I mean, it stops the death count, and Mavu, blinks his eyes and rolls over on his back, and he's just looking around, like trying to fend off whatever's attacking him.
Mhm.
But doesn't realize the thing's dead.
Are you okay? Your attacker has been taken care of, not by me, of course, but by my companions.
That's a lot of details.
Of course.
He's holding his ribs. I don't feel so good. He looks like he's pretty pummeled. He's still bloodied, by the way, but yeah, he doesn't look very good. He stands up. I guess you help him stand up.
Yeah, he'll
Anything
help him
else?
up. And Farazan's going to turn and look and to see if there are any threats in the immediate.
Alma is a threat to everyone, but nobody else.
Take a step back, ma'am.
Flip everybody the bird.
So the crowd is still like the half orcs are starting to get beaten.
Mhm.
The ones at both wings of this of the map, the eastern and western side of the road, you see groups of half orcs kind of pushing in a little bit,
Mhm.
and the group with that one knight, they have swords drawn at this point.
Oh,
Looks
no.
like they're kind of getting fed up with being attacked and not defending themselves.
Okay. Farazan is going to. The potion's a standard action, right? To draw and,
It is.
and administer.
It is.
Okay. All right. He is going to start pushing through the crowd toward the south, and that's still difficult terrain across the street, right?
Anywhere except where you guys were fighting is all difficult terrain still.
Okay.
They just got away from the fight. They saw you guys beating the crap out of nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and then Mavu, so they were just getting clear of that area. But everything else is pretty difficult still.
Okay. So yeah, he's going to start pushing through the acolytes, I guess, that are right there below him, with are all reading books.
They're book salesmen.
Book salesmen.
Iesu Domine.
Whack!
That's
Yeah.
what those guys are.
Bring out your
Straight out of Monty Python.
What's that running across the crowd? Saw something scampering.
He'll be cold,
I'm not
stone
dead.
cold, dead in the morning. I'm not dead.
I feel happy.
Happy. Come on, do us
I
a
think I'll
favor.
go for a walk.
I need
Oh, I
to.
need to watch that movie.
I was getting ready to
So
say I
bad.
haven't watched that
So
so
bad.
many years. Oh, hey,
That's classic.
we have another first-time chatter. Mama Zero Cool says
That's
husband.
2-0 cool.
Yeah, we're on the big screen. Hi,
You're now
cool
a family
family.
podcast.
Hi, cool
Wait,
family.
wait. This implies
Mama's-
the existence of a baby Zero Cool.
That's right.
Get him
And
in here.
and a grandpa zero.
Had the
Cool.
mama and the papa.
Grandpa Zero Cool.
Jesus.
Where's absolute Kelvin cool?
Yeah, brother and sister
That's pretty
Zero
cool.
Cool.
You guys are pretty cool.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Wow.
Hey,
Welcome.
we had 11 viewers just a bit ago, and we're at 10 right now. Well, we get 8. Okay, sorry. So they left as soon as I looked.
Five,
over, it was
4,
10.
3.
It was
You said
10.
11, and someone was like, "Oh God, they're onto me."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh no, run
I'm so
away!
embarrassed
Like,
to be here.
like the opposite of Bloody Mary when you say
Don't
their
point
screen
at
names,
me.
they disappear instead of showing up.
All right, we're never talking about this again.
We're not doing it anymore.
We don't
Just
recognize
play.
chat on Age of Heroes anymore.
We give good content, and that's it.
Well, welcome to the stream.
Name redacted.
Yes, name redacted. Oh gosh. Okay, I don't remember what was happening before I ran off half of our viewership.
You were moving the death knolling monks around.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Pushing through tough terrain.
pushing through tough terrain. So right about I think it was here that he could get through, and he's going to shout as loud as he can. Unfortunately, the only new things that I can do have no effect on how loud he is. So I should have taken something to make him louder. But he's going to say, it's like, stand down. There's no need for this violence. And he's shouting toward the folks with the swords, attacking them.
Give me
Intimidation?
What role do I want? No, gosh, no. Are you trying to be intimidating?
Well, I mean,
Sounded like it.
Persuasive.
Persuasive.
There's persuasion and there's intimidation. What are you trying to do?
Probably persuade at this point.
Then give me persuasion.
Okay.
You're a big scary man.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Big scary monster. Using inspiration to.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Jeez.
You baited it out.
Wow. It's lukewarm at best.
And it's
Now
the
that
same number
is what
both
you call
times.
incredibly average.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
remember that.
And
Consistent.
a 10. So you
Hashtag inspired.
people immediately around you, you do have sort of an effect. Like their fervor dies just a little bit, and they're kind of looking towards you more now for guidance. Now that somebody stepped up and said, like, "Hey, God, don't attack these guys," the voice of reason has stepped in. So you had a little bit of an effect. You could tell you've done something. Your inspiration wasn't a complete waste, but you did have an effect.
Okay. All right.
All right, Spetro, it is your turn. And you saw Fairzon just, everybody move! That's bad, don't do it. And they're looking at him.
Yeah, and he's trying to go over and dissuade the folks that are attacking the half orcs. Yeah.
That's what it appears. Yep.
Well, my guess is like, and he'll relay this is like, he says those guards are much deadlier than the people wielding sticks and pitchforks. It's like they need to stop for their own sake, their own safety.
Yeah. This isn't Spetro's forte, being it's just like jumping in the middle of being able to do anything. But
Excuse me.
I can definitely-
Pardon me.
I can fly over there easily enough and kind of pop down. How about I do this? I will. I don't know how risky this is or isn't, but if I fly, I can drop kind of right next to that tax collector. Can I get inside of these guards? Like inside of their little protective bubble? Like descend down in here?
Right there? Yeah. You
Yeah.
can do that. So
I'll
tax
do that.
collector, he's right about there. Okay.
Okay.
So
I'll just kind of pop down in
swap
there
down.
and just assume like a defensive posture. Mechanically, I don't think there's a ton that I could do besides like take my reaction if somebody manages to break through the guards. But I can kind of, as menacing as a pale halfling can be, I stand there with my short sword.
Stop, or I'll say stop again.
Yeah, I mean, I can shout. I mean, I can try to make a persuasion or intimidation check. It's not going to go well, but I can do the thing.
So you land, and you're a very martial dude, right? You're a monk, and you know how to do special maneuvers. These guys are all 6 of these half orcs are being very defensive. So game mechanics, they're all defending. They're all dodging. They're not being aggressive, but they have drawn their swords, and looks like maybe some of the people around them are bloodied where they maybe bashed them off of the shield or pushing them back. So the people around them aren't being attacked, but they are being still riled up because they're not just sitting there taking the beating. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. If I do anything, if I decide later to use my reaction, it'll be for non-lethal. Like I'm not out here to kill anybody that Tarathiel doesn't tell me to.
Okay. Point me in the direction. They're dead.
Like sick 'em. All right.
Get him, Spitfire.
Okay. Is it for you, Tarathia? Let's see. Nope, I'm sorry. Alma. Alma, it's your turn.
Okay. So
Just real quick, it is your turn, but you see James Spader run out of the city hall, running towards Mavu.
James Spader.
Yeah, the supervisor. Remember Daniel Jackson was a worker, James Spader was a supervisor for Mavu's warehouses?
I don't
I
remember
don't
that.
remember that at all.
Mike,
Really?
is that in your notes, Mike?
Nope.
Nope.
Let me just do a quick check.
It
for
was
James
absolute
Spader,
nonsense what you just said to me.
Make sure I'm not looking in the science fiction section.
He's running. He's
It
running
was-
toward. He's running toward Mavu.
Yeah, so
I
you
have
remember
no-
this guy. He is Mavu's
No
like,
notes about James Spader.
James Spader. Oh, it was the episode after the Umber Hulk attack because you were investigating. Okay.
Is this James
So-
Spader? Is it from
This is James
Stargate James
Spader.
Spader or from Boston
No, this is
Legal
James
James
Spader.
Spader?
Roll deception, Mike.
This is going to be from. This is Stargate.
Age of Ultron, James
It's a
Spader.
younger. Yeah, it's just a voice. Yeah, so you see James Spader running out to Mavu. It's about where he gets Alma.
He's got
Okay.
a weapon drawn. Get him.
Just FYI. Yeah. Well,
Just melt him.
Aggressively,
Finish off
you're
that.
gonna have to give me more detail because you've said like 3 different names and 3 different references I didn't get.
okay, so Mavu's like lieutenant, his second in command is his buddy is coming out, and he looks very concerned. He does not have a weapon drawn. That's just the token I picked. But
Mavu's buddy is coming out to
Yes,
help
and
him.
It looks like he's running towards Mavu, and Mavu sees him. He's like, James Spader, I'm okay, but come over here. So they're
Okay.
acting friendly towards each other.
Okay, excellent. Then I'm not going to worry about what else is going on over here. But I do still have thaumaturgy going on, so I want to kind of try to bounce over here to where these guys are trying to roll their charisma checks.
Okay.
And
Where
I
did you
think,
move?
because can I double move and speak even though I'm using thaumaturgy without it being like affecting
Yeah.
like,
The
actions?
spell's ongoing, so sure,
Okay. I'm gonna bounce over here.
I'll allow it. I'm a
Thank y'all.
benevolent GM.
But only if you bounce, literally.
Yeah.
I did. I did a little cartwheel.
I've drawn a weapon.
Gummy bears.
And I'm just gonna like just back him up, like, yeah, that's what he
Inspiration.
said, and if you know what's good for you, you all cut it out.
He did spin
So-
his
Oh,
earlier.
no.
So I'm fairly certain that one of the specific abilities of thaumaturgy is to increase your voice, to make yourself louder. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Okay. So give me a persuasion check, and I will give you advantage.
Should
Since
I
they can
need
hear,
it?
since they can hear you a lot better
Okay.
over the crowd.
I have a -1, so let's see how this goes. All right.
Let's see.
I will reserve my I believe in you for after you roll well.
Can't
I
give you
rolled
more
a-
than advantage.
It's okay. I don't need it. We're gonna
Okay.
see how it goes. I got a 5 and a 1.
The good thing I held on to my I believe in you.
Yep. Always
So-
save that when I'm doing any type of charisma check, both in person and while I'm Alma.
Well, I'm a little curious what you said to the crowd to make them absolutely terrified at this point. So you run in here, Alma, you know, the savior of Cauldron, the melter of vampires, the destroyer of liches, this enormous power of Biori running and charging through the crowd louder than anything they've ever heard before. You know, you're louder than a lightning bolt, and you just scream out, "What? Make it equivalent to a 5."
Jesus Christ.
5
So I
persuasion.
tried to do a cartwheel and I tripped and it kind of hit me in the gut, so that I kind of like stumbling over my words and a little bit out of breath, and I'm like, "Ow, damn!" And then I'm like, "All right, everybody, cut it out!" And I said, "Cut it out!" And I'm like kind of doubled over, grabbing my belly.
You don't get what you intended, but you get what you expected.
Yep, that's fine.
You have a bunch of parents like covering up their children's ears.
Yeah, exactly.
She did the swears.
I'm just offending everyone instead of helping.
She said the shit word. All right.
I'm done. That's all I can do.
Small child with an
well.
ice cream standing there, mouth open, and the ice cream just falls off.
Flops off. Yep.
He starts crying and saying, Elba made me drop my ice cream.
Some kid starts parroting her immediately.
God.
All right.
The holy lady said shit.
You see a little 4-year-old. Shit, 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 shit.
The universe doesn't care if you curse or not. You're a good person.
And with that,
They only love shit.
And
It's
shit, it's all
Tarathiel's
part of the
turn.
balance.
Oh, jeez. Baori's gonna have just the most foul mouth followers from now on.
Oh, you better believe that I'm communing as soon as dawn hits tomorrow to apologize.
You just go like,
Imagine Barry gets up, has a coffee, picks up the newspaper. What?
She said what?
You did what?
It's the Cauldron Gazette. It's just
And I'm like, Baori, I'm sorry, do you forgive me? And she's like, no. I can only say
Headline
yes
on the
or
front.
no.
Barry says shit's okay.
right. You only get yes or no answers.
Extra.
No, please, no. You said shit in front of 13 children. No.
Oh no.
Ginger's just standing on the side of the road going, just shaking her
We'll talk
head.
about this later.
God,
Wait till I tell.
my guy's in a big
Cuthbert.
trouble now.
Oh,
Sync up and we'll hear of this.
Yeah, that's right.
oh, gosh. Whew.
Oh wow.
What were we doing?
In the middle of combat.
See Alma like slowly picking herself off the ground, grumbling.
Well,
under-
acrobatics and
yeah.
athletics isn't really my thing, so.
Oh. Papa Zero said, no, you got the PTO involved.
Oh, gee. Not more organization.
Organizations. Okay. Composure. We're done, Matt.
I'm done.
Oh, I said Tarathiel, it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh,
Got lost.
I didn't hear that. Did anybody else?
I thought you
No.
were contemplating.
No.
Like, no. Tarathiel, it's
No,
your
no, I
turn.
was just putting my game face on. Tarathiel will slip through whatever remains of the crowd here to stand next to Mavu and just say, buddy, you had this crowd eating out of your hand and they look like they need another meal.
He chuckles.
I
Oh,
am-
don't make me laugh.
I am going to. I want to know mechanically if this will work. Basically, I want to rummage in my bag, look for the Stone of Alarm, activate it, and turn it back off. Because I just want to get everybody's attention. I want to get everybody looking at Mavu.
Tell me again what you want to do.
I just want to. In the handy haversack is the Stone of Alarm. I just want to basically hold it up and go boop. I just want to like pulse it
So, like-
once. I just want it to.
So like
to
taking
go off
a
making noise.
The
magnified
siren
or,
button on a bullhorn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
over
that's,
here,
that's
people.
what I want to do.
Done. So you just and you remember how loud that was? We're talking. You can hear the outside for a mile.
I just want to get
Uh,
everybody to look at Mavu because I want him to try and calm the crowd down because I think he's the only one with charisma.
So
Hold on.
I've got a charisma.
that was enough to like just shock everybody
I
for
don't
half a
have
second.
literally
Give them a half
zero.
second thought.
That's it. That's how I want to use my turn. I basically want to hang near Mavu in case somebody else makes a move for him, and I want to convince him to control the crowd.
And he looks at you and he's like, "Good job." Farazan, it's your turn.
Sorry.
Sounds like, "Ugh." Can't hear. Okay. He's going to keep pushing forward and kind of help Alma up off the ground.
I'm doubled over.
Yep. And I forget. Did Spectro go and is he attacking or is he just putting himself in the middle
I'm
of
in-
everything?
I'm in the midst. I'm standing next to the tax collector, just in the defensive position.
Okay. And what is the circular thing to 2 squares to the right of Spectro?
Spectro?
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
a
over here as he's talking about.
Yeah, this thing. Sorry, I
fountain.
forgot that I can actually ping.
It's a fountain.
It's a fountain.
Is it elevated? Are those stairs?
What?
That one isn't. That one looks like a dais.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
That might be where the town crier stands.
That looks like a dunking machine for witches. Either that or a large
Whoa,
keg
whoa, whoa.
for wine.
I mean, it's definitely got
I'm-
steps. You should be able to get up on it.
Yeah, it actually does look like a dais.
On the dais.
Okay.
On the dais, on the dais, on the dais, on the dais, on the dais.
You're a dais.
He's a dais. He's a dais.
And for those of you only listening, there were dance moves.
I respectfully looked away.
Avert your ears. Oh, let's see. He can move. I think there's only one like half square with difficult terrain, so should be able to get to at least the first one. Okay, should be able to get to right there. And the is this the tax collector?
Tax collector's basically underneath my token.
Oh,
Like if I
underneath
move
it.
my guy,
Okay.
he's up underneath there.
Oh, there he is. I see him. He has a scroll.
Well, actually, this is him. Let me get this person out of the way. There was a tax collector with this group. That was the knight that was charging after Mavu, saying you're under arrest. This is 6 half orcs and the sergeant. The tax collectors aren't any in this group. This sergeant guy
right,
did
right.
move to the center. This is the
Okay,
one that
gotcha.
yelled up at him, saying, "Hey, Mavu, you're under arrest by under the name of Lord Mayor Novelant."
Okay, so Farazan is going to move here.
And
And
I was curious.
Hmm? Oh.
That is Lord Mayor Novelant. Y'all seen this picture before?
yes, no, I don't think we've seen it before, but
Yes,
we
I
do
don't
see it now.
remember.
Cool. All right. Just
He-
thought I'd throw that out there.
He looks like somebody I work with.
He looks like I think somebody everybody works with. Just
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay. And I'm sorry, who? That was the Lord Mayor.
Yeah, he's not there. That was the picture of Lord Mayor Novelant.
That was for the benefit of our mind's eye.
Yes.
Right.
Because you
Telling
have
a
seen him
story.
before. Remember, he gave you guys some accommodations down at the lakeside.
He gave us medals.
Yep. So you've met him.
Yeah. So
I can
Farazan's
almost
going to
see him.
get to within arm's reach of this couple of orcs, half orcs, and he's going to look at them and say, "It's like, I think it would be best for everyone if you all were to leave."
And the one that's right next to you, we're not leaving without the sergeant.
Not leaving without the sergeant.
Without the sergeant.
Oh, okay.
Where
And
is the sergeant?
He's under Spectro.
yeah, he's
He's beside Spectre.
Oh.
just right there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he'll shout over to at the sergeant. He's like, you have bad timing. You should come back later.
And he turns and he's got a scowl on his face. We're here for Mavu.
He has done nothing.
You don't know what you're talking about.
On the contrary, I know exactly what I'm saying.
Anything else?
Does he look like he's going to press the matter?
It looks like they're slowly edging towards the city hall.
Okay.
Still towards Mavu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farazan's going to interpose, but I'm not sure if there's any action associated with that. So I don't know if that's.
So the guards aren't pushing against you. There's no grapple, as it were, right now.
Okay.
But you're standing there now, so you are in their way.
Okay.
They're giving you
It's just-
stand aside vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so Spectro did what he did earlier, thinking that it was an unarmed tax collector in the midst of those guards. But if the guards are trying to push towards Mabu, who, again, under instructions from Tarathiel, that's the guy that I'm supposed to be protecting.
Mhm.
I certainly wouldn't be behind that line if Farazan moves to interpose himself.
They've just at this point, because it's only been like 12 seconds
Mhm.
since this really started. They've just at this point gotten themselves together into like a phalanx.
Mhm.
They haven't even started trying to move, but you can tell, they're 3 on this side, 3 on this side, sergeant right here, and they're getting ready to start moving, pushing slowly, trying not to hurt anybody. They're doing a great job of not attacking. You can tell that these guys, these half orcs, are not happy about the situation, but they are
Under
not
orders.
attacking. They're under orders.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm going to ready an action to if any of the guards or the sergeant makes an attack against Farazan or Spectro, that he's going to retaliate.
An attack. Okay.
So, but he's just going to ready.
Okay.
Can you ready like a contested? Could Farazan
ready.
be like, I'm gonna ready to get entwined in like a strength contest to try to keep them in where they are, almost
Yeah,
like a
ready to
push?
grapple
Ready to grapple. Yep.
Okay.
or ready a shove.
Yeah, ready an attack. Could he? Sorry. Before I let this go too far, could he take that 10-foot pole and just kind of hold it in front of him as part of that action, like the readying, like he's got it as kind of a makeshift barrier, like just holding it up. I mean, it wouldn't really do anything,
Thematically,
but yeah,
sure.
Thematically,
Yeah.
okay.
But I mean, even like non-thematically, you would only be holding one person.
Yeah.
The person,
yeah, okay.
But yeah, you got your stick up. You're like, bad. Actually, your intelligence is 19.
Yeah,
you're
he's
like, you should not be doing this according to the laws. Blah, 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 you know.
exactly. That's what I said. He does. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Is an erudite individual.
That's right.
He says, a challenge has been issued that has not been answered. According to law, he has the right.
There you go.
So
And he
Anything
declared
else?
that earlier.
yeah, and that's it. That's it.
Mabu read that whole shared that
Yeah,
whole
part of the
circumstance with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if the
Especially-
crowd we might be able to swing them on our side eventually.
Well, Farazan had him kind of on the brink. It just went 10 to 10. And then Elma. So
Well, I have an idea, but I have to wait till my turn.
I know.
Okay.
So it's Petro's turn.
Well, I'm definitely going to change where I am positioning wise, just again because I thought that was an unarmed dude in the midst of those guys.
No, he is
so I'll just kind
armed.
huh? Oh yeah,
He is
the
armed,
captain
yeah.
guy is. Half orcs, what size are they? Can I just move? I'm wee. Can I just move through their squares, or do I need to use my flight? It doesn't really matter either way, but just for the visual sake.
So at this point, they would be considered like quote hostile
Combatants.
combatants. You would
Okay.
have to like overrun them. Oh well, I don't know. Halflings have a thing, right? They can go through something that's one size
Tumble
larger.
through.
Is that,
Yeah, that's why I was asking what size they were.
well, you're small, they're medium, so yeah, you could do it. You can
Okay,
just run
then I'm
through
just
their
gonna
legs.
kind of skirt their skirts,
Okay.
get on the other side and do my best to be a lone brick in this wall that Farazan is currently building, and I guess that's what I'll do for now. I can try to be. I mean, knowing especially that that this writ of challenge has been read out loud. Could I have did you roll persuasion, Farazan?
With advantage.
Yeah, with
You did?
advantage earlier, and it was
He used inspiration.
yeah, 10
Okay,
out of,
that's
10
the
out of
two
10.
tens.
Yep.
Okay, I just didn't know on this last turn if that was like in game where you were talking about that writ that came back up, if that was a part of
Yeah,
that
I mean,
same
yeah.
move.
Yeah, I don't know if that would require another roll or not, but he's definitely trying to change minds.
So, a little bit behind the scenes, this is kind of a skill challenge
Okay.
at this point,
Yeah.
right? Y'all familiar
Yeah.
with that? Like, we've got one decent yes and a absolute failure. So, no, I mean, you just roll poorly. That's all it is. But
Sure.
at this point, the crowd is still very angry, still very hostile towards basically the city guard in general.
Okay. Okay.
Because the only reason I asked was if I don't know if what he said about the writ on his turn would count as an aid towards what I might say, if I might have been able to aid him while he made that point as like emphatic. If he had rolled on his turn for that stuff.
So
that makes sense.
for this particular challenge, as it were, you're taking your own actions, like helping him. You need to.
Hype man is not an option here. To be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
Yeah,
it's
what he
more like
said.
you're like you've even got a wall built here. The three heroes are standing before the half-orcs who are trying to do basically a political arrest. And you've got Farazan saying, "People, don't attack the half-orcs," and you got Alma going, "Yeah, shit." And then, and now you're moving to the other side. You ran between the legs because you see which way the wind's blowing, and you're standing there in front of him. So you could take some sort of skill, some sort of action to try
All right.
to persuade or
Yeah.
whatever you
What
can come up with. Whatever you
What
can think
I'll
of.
do is I'll basically, take my little 6 seconds to move and be like, listen, y'all don't know me, but you know them. These are your heroes, and they're taking a stand in defense of Mavu. To try to convince them to maybe do the same, protect Mavu.
Well, that sounds like a persuasion to me.
It is.
So give
So I'm
me a
going to roll
persuasion
that.
check. All right.
Fingers crossed, because I get a +0. Nope, that's probably not going to do it. They don't know me. That makes sense. It's like,
So you're crawling between the
persuasion
guy's legs. You stand up too early, and he's like, "Oh!"
Dong.
or they just don't know me. So I tried to appeal to known authorities, and maybe I'm just so small, my voice is just equally small and just not heard over the crowd without
Basically drowned out in the
magical
crowd.
aid. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
Okay.
funny.
Anything else, Petra?
No, I think that's it.
Alma.
Okay.
So before you get started, first thing
Okay.
is you notice directly across the crowd, you see Zodin. Remember who Zodin is?
Nope.
He was the dwarf that was down below, that was helping
Oh.
He was down Zakthar's way. He was the dwarf that was facilitating the half-orcs being snuck up into the city. He's making his way through the crowd towards your direction.
Okay. I can't. I think I have a good idea.
Okay.
Let's see if the dice agree.
Yeah, exactly.
So I found this spell while I was looking through my stuff earlier, which is why I was talking about like stuff that I had missed. And I want to see if Mavu would be on board with this. I want to try to make Mavu into a martyr. I have
God.
this. I have this
Oh,
spell.
God.
I have. Wait. I have.
I'm listening.
I want.
I'm
I want
listening.
to. I want to move over back to where Mavu is.
All right.
And I want to try to convince him to let me use this spell called
Murder
Feign Death.
him.
No, it's called Feign Death.
Feign Death,
It's a
okay.
necromancy spell where I can basically put him into a catatonic state and everybody thinks he's dead.
And then you're just like,
So-
they killed him.
And I'm like, what have you done? I told you to stop. I said to stop the violence, like that. But that's only if Mavu is okay with it. It only lasts an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, then we can abscond with the body. I like this plan. if Mabu's
Exactly,
up
yeah.
for it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I need to get out of here so I can try to do my healing on him.
So let's unpack what you're wanting to do. Okay. You do want to cross back over to Mavu through a crowd, so it's gonna be tough to get over there, right?
Hmm.
And then you want to cast a spell, which won't be a secret, which will kill Mavu
No, no,
Well,
It will,
according to
air
everybody
quotes,
around you, he will
kill
be
Mavu.
dead, right?
no. I want him to do his best, like oh, and like I want.
Mabu's gonna roll
After you
performance.
cast
He
the
has-
spell, he'll like, oh, thou
Yep.
hast cleft me in twain.
Mhm.
And in an attempt to convince the crowd that you didn't just cast a spell and kill him. I like it. I think you should try.
I think it
I'm gonna,
sounds fun.
I'm gonna try it.
All right. Okay, so you make it across. You're close enough.
Is this just
what's
line of sight
the-
spell?
Yeah,
It's
let's
touch.
talk
It's
to me
touch.
about. The rules are going to make this not. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 5. All right.
Roll shimals.
People are getting out of your way after that little show of.
They don't wanna be-
show of. Show of
They don't want to be
power.
landed upon by a tripping Alma.
So
Clear the
just
way, here she
so
comes.
happened this particular turn you did not have difficult terrain, so you're able to make it over there.
I
One
appreciate
move.
that.
And you're standing next to Mavu, and you say, well, and he's looking at you. He's like, "Oh, Alma, I'm glad you're back."
Listen, just trust me on this. Pretend right now, and then I'll do the spell.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh no.
Gotta get some rolls in here. Gotta get some skills
right.
going.
All right. Now I need to go ahead and cast the spell against my spell slots first, or do the persuasion first.
Either way, because they're both gonna happen.
Oh yes, 17
17.
Hooray!
for persuasion.
Nice. Okay.
That never happens.
So what did you say to him?
I'll say like, you have to trust me on this. Do your best death. Die.
Bleh.
His eyes get big for a second. He goes, and he falls over with quite the flourish. You feel like you killed him. He falls over dead at your feet, fainting.
Alas, I am slain.
But the people around you are gasping, like, Alma just killed Mavu.
No.
Alma just killed Mavu. And then it gets louder. Alma just killed Mavu.
No. Look what they've done to him. Look what they've done to him. I told you guys to stop the violence. I knew this was gonna happen.
He succumbed to his wounds.
Yeah.
You can.
I
you can
wasn't
try
able to heal him. I can heal him.
Yeah,
I
there
have
you go. That's it.
I can
That's the-
heal him. I have to get him out of here. We have to get him out of here so I can save him. You guys know me.
Okay. So you did a great persuasion on Mavu to convince him to go along with this ploy. Give me a medicine check to like convince people with the words that you're saying. You know, like I've got a split a spleen or
Oh,
26.
there you go.
26.
I'll double down.
Yeah. Okay. So you know he falls over and you're like, God, he's succumbed to the deadly ills of this invisible creature that was attacking him, and the people around you are like, oh God, what could you save him?
Yeah, I'm
Could you
like
save him?
pointing at his wounds. I'm like, right here, we're gonna have to make some sutures and incisions and stuff.
Well, show me how to help you next week.
Wait, what?
That's too long. He's gonna die between now and then.
Yeah. Next week? What do you mean?
He's got minutes, not days.
I have just seconds with which to save his life.
God.
Check if he has insurance.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Where
check
are we
Blue
actually?
Cross.
Because
Oh,
if
this
there's not
is
universal health care, there's none of this is gonna happen at all.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
He's like,
To the Temple of Ouijas, but first, the bank.
Is the BOGO still going?
quick! Someone get pre-approval, quick!
Was this a pre-existing condition or no?
Oh gosh.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh,
We're gonna find out next week.
I'm gonna have
How
to
the
go back and
crowd
re-listen to
is
figure out what happened between all the chicanery.
That
No,
was a lot.
I will not be around next week. Feel free to
Oh,
play
yeah.
without me, but I will not be here.
Okay, no. So then we're gonna take next week off, and we'll pick back up in 2 weeks when you get done doing what you got to do.
Subscribe to the YouTube. Come to the Discord. Stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
And thank you to the Zero Cool family. for joining
Yes.
us.
Yeah,
The Zero
Yeah,
Cools,
thank you.
or the Coolises,
Yeah.
however you say that from
The
you're
Coolest.
cool in our book.
And the people that I ran off earlier, sorry.
Come back.
Come back.
Instead of speaking
one
them
did.
into existence,
We
you
keep
chase them out of the
fluctuating
Twitch
between 8
chat.
and 9. 8
Yeah.
and 9.
Yeah.
Sometimes we
I'm not
actually
quite
roll
sure
well.
about these guys.
We rolled well
Sometimes
until
they
we
can.
had to like talk to people.
Yeah, right.
That's
Oh my
typically how
God.
it goes, honestly.
You guys don't
My backup is a bard.
Thank God.
A bard would have changed this particular encounter fairly well.
Quite
Gosh.
quickly.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Cowart, Senpai, Mama and the Papas. Who else is out there?
All their leaves are brown.
Join us again 2
All the
weeks.
leaves are
Glad you enjoyed
Except
yourself.
the mamas and the papas.
All right. Have a good one. Good
I
night.
think so. Bye.
See you guys.